Hey, it's James Lynch, just checking in because I have completed 75 Hard. If you don't know what that is, I will leave a link in the description so you can follow along, but it's basically a mental toughness challenge, and I feel awesome. That's what this video today is going to talk about, is just my overall experience doing it. If you've watched some of the videos on this channel, I've kind of been documenting myself throughout this, and I feel great. I feel really optimal. I think that's the best word to describe how I felt after the 75 days, because really when it comes down to it, this is a mental toughness challenge more than anything. And I can't tell you how many days that I've had where I've just been really productive. And I know that's because of all the things I've been doing over the last 75 days, from my diet, from just, the overall things that I'm doing. I've had a lot of really good days. Haven't really felt sick or anything. Haven't really felt like worn down. I felt tired, but not the same that you would feel like when you're worn down from, a variety of different things. I felt really good. So that's where I wanted to start first, is just like how I'm feeling. Physically, I started this challenge at 208 pounds. The lowest I've been on this challenge, and I just weighed myself this morning, I'm down to about 191. So really happy with that. It's not really about losing weight here, but if you've been on a diet like I have for the last 75 days, you're definitely going to lose some weight. I definitely feel good, look good. I like where I'm at weight-wise. I want to stay here as best I can. And like I explained in some other videos, I did an animal-based diet for the 75 days. So what that really entailed was mainly a lot of meat, a lot of healthy meat, as much healthy meat as I could get my hands on. And then obviously a lot of fruit, and then dairy, but like good dairy, like grass-fed dairy. So like grass-fed cheese, raw cheese, grass-fed milk, grass-fed yogurt, that type of stuff. So a lot of really healthy stuff. And you can just tell when you're eating this stuff that you feel good. Like you don't get that bloated feeling. You don't feel like gross after eating a bad meal. And I liked the way I felt, honestly. Like it was really nice. And not to mention, I really feel like with the animal-based diet, and again, you can do any diet you want on the 75 Hard challenge, which I'll leave a link in the description. You can see the rules in case people are wondering or looking to do it. For me, I really like the animal-based one because it gives you a bit of variety. And also because you're eating so much meat, I don't really get hungry that often. And on this challenge, you have to drink a gallon of water. So that also helped with some of the hunger cravings. And I really did realize, like, there were times when I was like, man, I'm a bit hungry. And I'm like, you know what? I got to drink my water. And after I drank the water, I didn't feel as hungry. So I think that certainly contributed to it as well. So mentioned that I felt mentally sharp, also mentioned that I went down to 191. So that's great. Let's talk about some of the challenges throughout the 75 days. So there's a few of them. And some of these I mentioned in my other video. Scheduling the workouts was really sort of the hardest thing, I think. I basically had to plan my entire day around doing the 2 workouts. So there would be days when, my kids would have sports or my wife would be away or something. And I had to basically plan my workouts around that. I did a lot of early morning workouts just because I needed to get it in and I didn't want to do it late at night. So that was probably the hardest part. I was definitely late for a lot of meetings. Like I work from home, so I have kind of a, luxury of being able to kind of do workouts if I have some free time throughout the day. And there was definitely times when I was late because, again, I'm trying to get out of the house and go for my outdoor workout. So scheduling the workouts was definitely a bit of a challenge. I also mentioned on here that I had a work trip recently in San Diego. And so I had to work out during the work trip. So like I couldn't sleep in. I basically had to get up early and do my workouts and then go do all my work stuff throughout the day. So that was a little bit challenging as well. But the biggest thing is just being organized. Like I would have it in my phone. Okay, I got to do this workout. I got to schedule things around it. So I made the best of it. In the case of San Diego, when I was on that business trip, like I basically just had to walk around the neighborhood. I did a lot of the majority of my workouts, my outdoor workouts, because you have to do one of them, was walking. I really like that because I didn't want to run all the time. Hurts your knees. You maybe don't have the right shoes and all that stuff. Walking for me was what worked the best. And there were sometimes I would walk with a vest, and I tried to switch it up a little bit. And then just, my regular indoor workouts would either be strength training, so like lifting weights, or yoga. I did a lot of yoga when I was on this business trip because it was hard for me to get to a gym, and I had the yoga DVDs on my laptop. I would rip the DVDs and just did that. So that made it a little bit easier as well. Another hard part of the challenge was the drinking a gallon of water. I tried to drink as much as I could in the morning. A lot of people told me when I started this to do it, early, try and drink all your water by 11 a.m. That was really tough for me because I'm running around doing stuff in the morning. So there were times when, it's 7 o'clock and I normally go to bed around 9 where I'm having to chug water because I got to hit that 1 gallon mark. And there were definitely times when I was up throughout the night having to go to the bathroom. So that was a bit tough too. So I would say, yeah, like the people told me, really try and get that water intake done earlier in the day. Another thing I'll mention that was a challenge, like if you remember, I might have mentioned this in one of the videos, but my plan actually was to go to 100 days on this thing. And as I was getting closer to 75, I'm like, no, I think I'm just going to do 75 because it's tough. It's not that I can't do it. It's just that the scheduling was really difficult. Another thing that happened on the 75 days was I got a bit of a promotion at one of the jobs I had. So I was working even more than usual. So it really was not giving me much time to do other things, on top of that. And, I got 2 kids and I got a wife and I got all these different things that I have to do. So it was really cutting into that time. And it would really be tough to do a lot of things if I continued this beyond the 75 days. I wish I was able to do it, but I just think, looking at my schedule, it's probably better I ended on the 75 days here. Some easy parts for me personally. The easiest part was not drinking alcohol. That was one thing where, honestly, I think I'm just at the age and at the point where it's I don't need to drink. I could probably go a long time without drinking alcohol. I don't feel like I need it. I've been in environments where people were drinking, did not feel the need. I was out golfing a bunch of times, didn't feel the need to drink. I was good. So that was probably one of the easiest part. The diet for the most part was pretty good. I mean, there were times when I definitely wanted to eat some pizza and other stuff, but I just found really good meals that I enjoyed and I sort of stuck to them. That was fine. Oh, something I'll recommend here that I had on my diet. These plantain chips, they're organic. One of the things I always look for when it comes to eating healthy is look at the ingredients. There's only 3 ingredients on the back here. You'll see there plantains. I don't know if you can see it. You can see plantains, coconut oil, and Himalayan pink salt. So as far as a snack goes, I did have this sort of on the weekends. And it's well within my animal-based diet because it's plantains. There's no vegetable oil in there. It's coconut oil, which I'm totally allowed to have, Himalayan salt, which I'm allowed to have, and plantains, which I'm allowed to have. So if you guys can get your hands on this, they don't have it. I live in Canada. They don't have these as often in Canada, but I know they have them a lot more in the US. And actually, when I was on that work trip, they had a whole bunch at Whole Foods. So highly recommend those as well. And then the other sort of easier part of the challenge was the reading. I actually read a lot of books. Really enjoyed reading. I'm currently almost done this book with Brian Burke. If any of you guys are hockey fans, highly recommend this book. Really interesting. Read a couple books on this 75 days. So the reading was enjoyable for me. It was to the point where it's oh yeah, I'm already done my 10 pages and I may be 20 pages in because I really enjoyed what I was reading. So I think that's a big thing too. If you're going to do the reading part of it, which you have to on 75 Hard, make sure it's something you're really interested in as well. So to kind of conclude here, because I'm already at 7 minutes on this video, don't want to take up too much time. Here's what I'm going to be doing going forward, because this is something I've worked very hard at. I like the results. I like how things are. I don't want to lose what I'm doing. So the first thing is I'm going to continue to work out every day. I'm not going to do 2 workouts every day, but I will do at least 1 for sure every day, no matter what, even if it's just me going for a walk. I want to keep that up because I really felt great working out every day. I think that was a big thing. The other thing is I'm going to try and read every day and do the 10 pages, just like the thing says. I think I'll continue to do that as long as I can. Assuming I have books to read, I will continue to do that as well. I just feel like I don't know. I think reading's great and it keeps your mind really sharp as well. I'm going to try and do the 1 gallon of water. I probably won't do it every day, but I will get as close as I can to drinking a gallon of water. If it's late at night and I need to chug water, I'm probably not going to chug that water. I'll probably just, have as much as I can without me having to be up late at night. But I will every morning fill up a gallon of water with the intention of trying to drink the whole thing. So there we go. Some people have also asked me, would I ever do this again? Maybe I would. I'm not saying no, but it was, how can I describe this? It was tough. It was a lot of scheduling. I think the scheduling part really is what is making me not want to do this again, because it really did compromise a lot of things. Like that work trip I went on, there were a lot of good restaurants I could have gone to eat a lot of good food, and I couldn't because of, being on this diet for so long. So that was one thing where, I want to enjoy life a little bit. So I don't know if I'll do it again. I think the biggest thing for me, like I mentioned with those last tips, is just really trying to maintain what I have. Like when it comes to eating cheat meals, and tomorrow I'm going to definitely do that. I'm definitely going to have some ice cream or something. I really got to keep track of it and I think my brain's at that point, and this is something I wanted to do before I went into this thing. I said, when I finished 75 Hard, I want my brain to feel the same way I feel about alcohol is the same way I feel about junk food. And that is okay, you can have this, but there's a price to be paid. Right. So, I really feel like mentally I'm at a place, and we'll see how it goes over the next little bit here, but I feel like mentally I'm at a place where it's okay, if I eat, out and I eat some junk food, okay, maybe just have that one thing. Maybe don't have it twice a week. Maybe if you're on vacation, for example, don't eat junk food every day. You know what I mean? Just be aware of what you're putting in your body. And there's still good solutions for you to eat enjoyable food that doesn't have to be junk food. One of the things I made on this 75 days was, like a kind of an ice cream replacement. I would have like grass-fed yogurt with whey protein and, grass-fed whey protein and mix it together. And that tasted pretty good. And it wasn't ice cream, but it was close enough. So that type of stuff I got to work on a little bit more. So that is my experience in 75 hard. I just did about 10 minutes here. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments or hit me up on social media. My handle is @Lynch on Sports. That's Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. That is my handle. I would love to help people out on this because I think everyone should at least try this once. I think it's really good for you. I think it makes people I think it's going to create better people. Honestly, I think it puts a lot of things in perspective. It makes people healthy. It makes people smarter and sharper. I would recommend this to a lot of people. And shout out to Andy, the guy who created this program. Again, you can see all that in the description here. I want to thank him for making this program free because this has really, I think, improved my life big time. And I think I'm going to use a lot of what I did here over the last 75 days going forward and try and help other people because I'd love to see everyone be feeling the way I'm feeling right now. I think we'd be a lot happier as a society if people were making positive choices like the ones I made over the last 75 days. So that's pretty much it, everyone. Maybe I'll do some updates on the next little bit and let you know how things have gone post 75 hard. But in the meantime, I'm more than willing to answer any questions or help anyone out or answer anything that people have from watching this video. Thank you so much. Have a great, have a good one. And I'll talk to you soon.